All right, let's talk about gun builds or whatever the fuck you want to call it these days. All right, this bottom one right here, this is my main, like, two-gun rifle, I guess. It is, well, we'll just go over it. All might be a semi-long video, but we'll see how it does. See how quick I can go through this. So, this bottom one right here, like I said, is my main two-gun rig. I really only use this when we're shooting past 400 yards. So this is a LWRCI IC lower, has a Geisley SD3G trigger in it, BCM gunfighter grip, by far my favorite. You'll see it, I have them on all my rigs. Probably one of my favorite factory lowers, and it's mainly stock for the most part, minus the trigger, and then I have the Radian Talon Ambi short throw safety. Not a huge fan of those. I like the FCD ones better. BCM SOTMOD Mod 1 stock. It has the storage compartment in the back. The upper is a BCM, one of their like Blem stripped uppers. I think they actually still have them for sale for about $50. And then the barrel is a Ballistic Advantage. It's the 223 Wild, the 14.5 inch premium black series. It's the Hansen profile. Super nice barrel. I mean, by far the best barrel for the money. I mean, these barrels are about $180. I mean, realistically, with good match ammo, they're shooting right about 1.25. If you're using some 69 grain or 77 grain TMK, obviously you'll see BCM QRF12. I'm a huge fan of quad rail, quad gang, bitch. And then I have the Magpul AFG grip on there. I go back and forth between that and a vertical foregrip. And then I have the pinned and welded. That is the Sons of Liberty Gunworks. It's the Knox Chemo, and it's the 9-port hybrid flash hider. BCM gas tube. It's actually a DD Mark 12 pinned low pro gas block. They do come, the Hansen barrels do come with gas blocks. I pinned, I put a DD Mark 12 in there. The optic I've been playing around with for the past 2 years now. It's actually a pretty decent optic. It is a ATHLON 1:10. It's got the it's the ATM R3 reticle in it, so it's a Christmas tree. It's got it actually sort of looks just like the ATACR, like a cheaper version of the ATACR reticle. Super awesome freaking optic for the money. It was about $1,000. I think they're like $1,400 now, but it's got locking turrets on it. The 1X is pretty good. Obviously the daylight illumination isn't that great, but I never use illumination anyway. Oh yeah, and I got a BCM gas tube in there too as well. Super nice freaking setup. I am running a Springco Blue Spring and H2 buffer for the whatever the fucking thing's called, man. I can't think right now. And then I have this, like, you'll see, it's like it's supposed to be used for a finger stop. It's like an Arasaka finger stop thing, but I use it for as a barricade stop. I mean, that's what I use it for in two-gun competition. I can jam that fucking thing into anything, and it's good to go. So, that one's done. Next one, this one is my fucking baby. So, this is a TDP COLT M4A1. The upper I actually bought in 2007, and then, of course, I cut off the FSP, put in a Centurion C4. Believe that it is the 11-inch quad rail, but this is a full COLT M4A1. Every single thing in it is COLT. You might be able to see that is an actual M4A1 roll mark lower. Oh my god, he painted an M4A1 lower. Yeah, go fucking good. I got 5 others, so don't really care. Back to that. Since that's my competition rifle, I don't run a light on it, by the way. You'll see a theme, BCM stock, BCM gunfighter grip, Trijicon. This is the Trijicon ACOG, the TA31. I believe it's the CH, TA31CH. The only thing different with this one, it has the same reticle as the TA01NSN, except for this one has illumination on it. So it's got the green fiber optic. It's got this, I think it's Schaefer Manufacturing. It's this, let me see if I can just slide it. It's got this thing where you can slide it and you can open up the illumination or close it, depending on the lighting situation. And then, of course, that is a Centurion AST trigger. It's about a 3.5 pound trigger. It's pretty good. I mean, the LaRue's a tiny bit better, but by far probably the best trigger under $100 period. No questions asked. Obviously, M4, M1A profile barrel, so SOCOM profile, BCM vertical grip. It comes with the pin and weld. I believe that's a COLT extended flash hider. Dude, this thing's been pinned and welded like this since like 2010, so they didn't really have the greatest extended muzzle devices back in the day. And that is a Cloud Defensive OWL light on it. I'm a huge Cloud fan. This is the 80,000 lumen, or sorry, not 80,000 lumen, the 80,000 Candela OWL light. But this gun, like I said, this upper I've had since about 2007. I think I've had that lower since about 2012. I mean, it's really not, I guess, wouldn't consider a gun build, but you could consider it a gun build. But awesome rifle, one of my go-to war rifles or carbines, whatever the fuck people call them these days. I mean, if I were to run out the door, it'd either be this one or the next one I'm getting ready to show you. But for the most part, like I said, this is mainly all Colt. I do not run a suppressor on this one. All my other guns have the Nox Chemo on it. I run Chemo for everything. And then, of course, same BCM stock, BCM grip. And I was going to say one other thing, which I already forgot. And there you go, Trey. It's not a keyhole, but I've had this upper so long, so they have been doing the keyholes, or not, they have been doing the squares for a long time. It is not a keyhole Colt upper. This one has a Springco red spring H2 buffer. All the others have Springco blue with H2 buffers, and they are Colt H2 buffers. But this is another one that, like I said, if shit were to happen, it's kind of hard for me not to take this just because I have so much experience with Colt. Alright, throw that one out of the way. Now, this one probably is my legit favorite setup. This is the gun I shoot the absolute best, and this whole entire thing is built from the ground up. I have no clue how many rounds are on it. If I had to guess, probably close to 6,000 or 7,000. Could be wrong, but it's somewhere in that ballpark. The upper is a same BCM, one of those blim uppers that they have for sale usually around the holidays. The rail is a 11.5 inch Midwest Industries. It is their Combat M-Lock rail, I believe is what it's called. And then it has a Centurion. Sorry, this does not have the Centurion. That's the other one I have that looks like that. This has the Ballistic Advantage. This is the 13.9 inch Hansen barrel. This is just the regular 4150 barrels. And you'll hear me say it again, by far the best barrel for the money. Don't care what anybody says. Paying $300-400 for a barrel isn't really needed anymore these days. That's just my opinion. Unless you're buying Centurion, Noveski, shit like that. Alright, so 13.9 barrel, BCM gas block, or sorry, yes, this does have a BCM gas block in it and BCM gas tube. Yankee Hill T2 Turbo K suppressor on the Chemo mount. This one has the Cloud Rain Micro. This is actually the 1.0 with the 3.0 head. Of course, their switch system, which is pretty freaking legit. Same angled foregrip on it. Also, I have the Slate Black Industries M-Lock heat panels. I also have the BCM ones on there too. But the Slate Black, in my opinion, by far the absolute best ones on the market, in my opinion. And optics. So EOTECH EXPS3, and then I have a VORTEX 3X magnifier. Instead of getting a Unity type setup, I'm running the Yankee Hill 1/2-inch riser right there. I've been using these for coming up on 8 years now. Fucking love them. It's your 2.26 height, just like the Unity and everything like that. Pretty slick little setup. Oh, and by the way, for all of those over there, and including this one too, it's a COLT M16 bolt carrier group. It's what I run. That's my favorite setup to run, or my favorite bolt carrier group. Also, both of those have Radian charging handles too. This, where was I at? Okay, so VORTEX 3 Micro 3X magnifier, EOTECH EXPS3. This one has the PRI M84 ambi charging handle on it. The lower is a Aero M4 E1. We did install the PDQ ambi bolt catch, bolt release, whatever you want to say it. This has, other than that, this is BCM and FCD parts for the most part for the lower. Same Geisley SD3G trigger. The FCD short throw safety, by far my absolute favorite, period. And then has this BCM stock. Actually, I'm pretty sure all of these now, could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure all of these have the COLT 4 position receiver extension too as well. This one has spring code blue H2 spring. Also, this was pretty cool. This PWS ambi, or it's not ambi, sorry, the ratchet charging, or what the fuck is wrong with me today? The ratchet castle nut and QD end plate combo. I've heard mixed things on this, but like I said, this lower, and all in all, man, this, I've had the lower a lot longer than the upper. I mean, this lower's probably got 10 or 12,000 rounds through it. I had to tighten that up one time, and that was like within the first 1,000 rounds, and I have not had to tighten it up since then. All right, flip this bitch over, and then of course this is the other side of it, and you can see how everything's kind of set up. Same thing here. That is an actual Arisaka finger stop, but I use it to jam into barricades and everything like that. I have it perfectly spaced out, so if I got to stick it in between like a 4x4 post, I can still get in there. And also, kids, never spray paint your fucking suppressor. Like, that was like one of the worst, stupidest things I've ever fucking done. It's taken like 4,000 rounds for that to finally come off. I'd use the high temperature shit. I guess I could repaint it, but oh well, never do that again. And then, where was I at? But I don't think I was anywhere actually. But other than that, this is probably my main build that I shoot the most. I fucking love this build. I would have a hard time choosing actually between that and then the COLT M4A1. But this, I do pretty good with. I actually use this way more in competition than I do my actual competition rifle itself, just because usually we're only shooting out to 400 yards usually, and I'm pretty good with this out to 400 yards. I'll usually takes me a round or two to get on target, but after that I'm good to go. And then 300 yards and then I'm usually getting first round hits every single time. But by far my favorite rifle to shoot. But that's all I got for now. Bye, bitches. And last thing, dealing with the sinus cold, so if you hear me breathing heavy, that's why. And then one other thing. I've thought about this for a long time, and I do not think I can be friends with anybody who does not like tacos. Bye, bitches.